Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. Let's start out with this is all for entertainment. I don't know why you would think someone whose username is bad financial decisions would give you good advice, but here we are. So hopefully you find this very entertaining. Um, I would like to talk about KQQQ tonight because I heard about this through a high uh, income ETF channel, YouTube channel, and the question was, is this a YMAG killer or YMAX or like which fund is this targeting? And today, and I'm going to post this tomorrow, so yesterday was its first declaration date. So I think we might be able to um, put the fund objective and compare it to what actually we're seeing now just a little bit. So, from what I can gather, KQQQ is actually not based off of the NASDAQ 100. It is a technology ETF, and it wants to seek maximum growth, and it is writing some covered calls to generate income. And it was just very, very unfortunate that its very first month on August 5th, everything fell. So we need to be on the lookout to see if it can recover. You'll see what I mean. But the expense ratio is really expensive. It's 1.29%. So the first distribution, and if this is a covered call strategy that is focused on income, and actually owns the underlying as opposed to like an ETF. Anyways, it's paying an 8 cents per share dividend. So the NAV is $25.14. That means the yield is like 2%. So I don't know what they meant by high income, but at least it pays monthly. Here's the thing. So this is technology, it is income, it's growth. I think it's more for growth than it is for income, and it's probably doing something to make it more a tax efficient income. So I don't 100% understand what they mean by tax efficient. It probably has something like they probably do it as a return on cost or something to make it more efficient, but it's still 2%. So it's, oops, those are the only three languages I have on my computer. Anyway, so my first thought was like, okay, well, if you are trying to find a technology high income ETF, FEPI is what people recommend. And this is Fang and Innovation. And they are having, they have a 0.65 expense ratio. And their distribution rate is 25.2%. Like, not bad. Better than 2%, to be honest. And yeah, anyways. So, is this a YMAX killer? If you're looking for, and I need to stop touching that button. If you're looking for income, 40% is better. Let's try YMAG. I think YMAX was doing better this last time. So 35% is better than 25%. Even with this one's expense ratio is at 1.28%. So I think that's this similar. Yeah, so they're as expensive as YMAG, but YMAG has a 35% distribution rate. Kurv has 2%. And I just had to look at KQQ, Triple Q. It started at $25. And so it went down right away. And I guess it's not fair that its first month it went down with the stock market. Everything crashed. So it's hard to tell. At least it recovered enough to be at what it was opening at. But tomorrow is the ex-div date, so it's going to be 24 something dollars at open. Actually, it's only going to be like 25.10 at open tomorrow. So we'll see if when we have enough data to know like how does it compare to other things. So here's my impression of what and this is totalreturns.com. What are the competitors? Because when I see things that are QQQQ, Triple Q, I'm thinking it is the NASDAQ 100 that we're talking about. Because people are not that imaginative. So from July 23rd to now, because July 23rd or July 22nd was when KQQQ came out, so it does it that day plus one when you're comparing things head to head. So anyway, total return, QQQM, $9,974. KQQQ, you would have over $10,000, which is nice. $10,000, 1991. Anyways, so FEPI, like I said, it has a 25% distribution, and the price fluctuates. So you would have $9,759 with FEPI. And then FNGU is a 3x of the FANG Plus. It's a technology specific leveraged ETF, and it is slightly worse than FEPI. So there's a reason why you would, those are either short-term or very long-term investments, the triple levered. Anyway, and then we have VGT, which is the Vanguard Information Technology Index Fund. So, and we all know Vanguard. I didn't bring it up, but it's like, well, okay. Okay. Because it has a stupid low, okay, it has a 0.1% expense ratio. So, is it better to have $9,906 and a 0.1 expense ratio, or $10,019.91? I think it's awfully close. And with this actually has, history as opposed to KQQQ. And I don't know if VGT has distributions, but does it matter? The total return is pretty close to our triple Qs. So just out of curiosity though, let's actually take out KQQQ and see Okay, yeah, so these are all from October 10th. I don't know which one was the least inception, probably FEPI after this, and then FNGU. But FNGU, which is the triple leverage, out of $10,000, you'd have $24,000. FEPI, your $10,000 is now $11,893. With QQQM, it's now $12,000, and VGT, it is $13,000. So, this just goes to show you that there's not enough information, there's not enough historical data for KQQQ to say, is this a better sector growth stock than VGT? And is it better income and growth than QQQM? So my thoughts are, first of all, I don't think this is going to fit into my portfolio. It's obviously not a high income ETF. And the growth isn't impressive enough to replace tried and true growth ETFs. Like, heck, even SCHG, which isn't even a technology, it's just growth. Yeah, so like SCHG slightly does better than VGT, and now I'm on a roll. I don't think that SPMO has been out, but I think there's one from Vanguard that does the same thing. But, when there's a longer history of price data, you can use things like totalreturns.com to, the past is not going to repeat, but it rhymes. And you can use testful.io to backtest specific time periods. Like 2022 is a good time because that was a pullback. And then do like 5 years and 10 years. And like once these new funds have the historical data, you can look and you can do a better evaluation. But I think that these are pretty much the competitors. It's FEPI for income, it's VGT for the sector growth, and then VGT competes with SCHG for the same spot, and so does SPMO. So, what do you think? What are your thoughts on KQQQ? Did you get it thinking that you would have a higher income? Did you get it hoping for more growth? I feel so bad for it because it launched and immediately the entire stock market tanked, which makes it when you first come onto the scene and you're trying to understand what is going on in the market, you're not going to have the context of like, oh, well, it was just, it fell on its face as soon as it came out of the market. Versus like, oh yeah, the whole market was down, so just kind of take that with a grain of salt. Like, that's not how it's going to typically behave. So it is a curious ETF, but not one that I'm particularly enthusiastic about actually putting my money in. So anyway, have a good night.